What is good? Osiris here, stuck in the middle. And we have great news from my perspective coming out of Texas. I was a little worried about this race. I still am. Polling, don't want to put too much stock into it, but Lieutenant Colonel Allen West has overtaken Governor Abbott in the polls. A recent poll showed retired Lieutenant Colonel Allen West leading incumbent Texas Governor Greg Abbott by 6 points, 38 to 32%. It showed that Abbott's support has cratered since his peak of 56% support in October. This may be a shock to Republicans outside of Texas who may have been fooled by Abbott's carefully constructed facade of leadership. I have not been fooled by Mr. Abbott, Greg Abbott. I've been following him kind of closely because Texas is a state that how does Texas have a governor that is so wishy-washy? Doesn't it, when you look at who, typically when you have the state of Texas in your mind, outside of Austin, outside of the certain areas, you picture Colonel Allen West as that type of leader for the state of Texas. You would picture a Ron DeSantis type of dude to be the governor of Texas. Amazing stuff here to see that polling. I have not been fooled by Governor Abbott. He's pulled the wool over some people's eyes, I guess. It's either you are an establishment corporate dude or you are for the people. And he is a corporatist. I mean, they have a guy who was wishy-washy on the border, he was pro-pandemic lockdowns. Can you believe that? In Texas. Yeah, that's when Allen West was the state GOP chair, and they had to protest Greg Abbott for his policies. That was back in October of 2020. Governor Abbott has been, I wouldn't have, that's why I don't even look at political party anymore. If I would have saw his policies, I would have said he's a Democrat, establishment dude. So that's where you get with him. Texas State Department requiring critical race theory training for employees. I did the video on medical apartheid. That video that I did happened in Texas. Most recently, this is going to help tank Abbott to pretty much a place where he can't come back. Appointing Mitch Carney as a choice of political director. Mitch Carney is a never-Trumper, establishment dude through and through. Die hard. Rolls hard, thick for the establishment. Carney wrote, shared, and liked tweets on his political account that irrefutably prove he is a compatriot of Representatives Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and other corporate politicians. That's who Greg Abbott's choice for political director is. If you're not familiar with Lieutenant Colonel West, I think he was on with Tim Cass twice. He was great. He was amazing on it. One of my new rules is if somebody is a public figure, big enough to go on a long form podcast like Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, if you are not willing to do that, there is a 0% chance you will get my vote. So when you look at it, it looks like it's a low percent chance that Donald Trump will get my vote. But I'm not going to be, I will speak out where I disagree with, but I'm not like a never Trumper. But I want to see that. Carrie Lake went on there. Marjorie Taylor Greene went on there. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West went on there twice. That means a lot when a politician can go, sit down, handle tough questions on the fly, live on air for 2 hours. Man, you find out who somebody is like that. And Colonel West, he's just impressive. I thought he was impressive before Tim Cass, of course, but he's just impressive. He's a fiery guy. one of the big reasons I'm excited about him. He is not afraid, and I did this video months back. He is not afraid to bring up the conversation of secession. That has to be you right now. The way things are, I cannot have a governor who is afraid to bring that topic up, especially if that's where the will of the people is. They talked about in this article on how Trump needs a leader like West in Texas. He's his own man. So I wouldn't associate him as like a Trump implant. Maybe I would look at more of a Herschel Walker in Georgia, because I haven't seen him establish himself as his own man. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, he's his own dude. He's not going to be just following Trump to follow Trump. I hadn't seen polling out of Texas in a while, and it's great to see that Colonel West, without question, we can't trust polling altogether, but without question, he looks like a strong candidate. And there's not many politicians I know for sure I'm getting behind, and he is one of them. Doesn't mean I agree with him on everything. That's not the point. I support people on the left and the right, Andrew Yang in the middle, all over the place. It's not about agreeing with them. It's about, do they have the right temperament? Are they anti-corporate or non-corporate in their actions? And we've got one here. Let me know what you think. Take care.